Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is another Try It Tuesday, and you know, these things can go either way very quickly. But today we're going to focus in on the eyebrows. There are so many products out there that promise to give us the perfect eyebrow, the natural looking eyebrow, but to do it in a super easy way that looks like you haven't done much to it. So I have an eyebrow problem, and that's only because when I was in high school, I was in a car accident and my face smashed into the windscreen. And there is an area right here underneath my arch, just on this eye, that hair won't grow. Well, if it does grow, it doesn't grow in a kind way. So it means that I'm always a little bit uneven, which I think most of us are anyway in the eyebrows. They're not absolutely perfect, but I would prefer to have a lower arch. This one has a slightly higher arch, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that except fill it in with pencil, which is what I usually do. So for me, I know this is an area of concern, like a lot of products that don't cover up that area, therefore don't work because they're not going to be matching. So since I've been on the hunt for the perfect, easy, stampable product, it hasn't necessarily gone my way so far. So the very first one I did was a disaster. I mean, it looked like I had massive caterpillars on my eyes and it looked ridiculous, and that went straight into the bin. Item number 2 that I tried was better. It had more success and it actually worked quite well, but just the stencil size was too big. It just was too big for my face. Now I'm quite small and petite and little, so a lot of the products that might work for other people aren't going to work for me. So I will put the link to both of those videos down below so you can check them out. They're kind of funny. And that's why today we are trying the product by Trio Beauty. This product is everywhere. It is everywhere on social media and it looks great. Mary, the perpetual consumer, I'm sort of easily reeled in. So the reason I decided to finally take the plunge was my pal over on Instagram. Her name is Beth and her handle is Refreshingly Wrinkled Filter Free. So she's a gal in my own age group and she uses this product and she made it look so easy. I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna try it. So I picked up the Trio Beauty stencil kit and it comes in this little pack. And what it comes with are 12 different stencils. Now this is great because there's sort of an option for everyone. It has 3 different arches. You can do sort of a low, a regular they call it, or a large arch. And then they have them in 4 different sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large, depending on how thick you want them. So these offer both a long and a short. Now that does lead to one of my concerns is how to use it because it's kind of on the same stamp. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try it. And then it comes with the pomade, and this is the color. And this comes in 9 different shades, everything from fair to black to colors suitable for grays or even those more auburn and redhead. So it has a pretty good range. It also comes with a brush, which is one side of it is a stamp, a real cushiony kind of spongy end, and then it has a spool at the other end, which you can use for finishing off. And then it comes in this, well, they call it a vegan leather pouch, and I don't know why people say that. It's just fake leather. It's fine. But it's nice because it keeps all the pieces together and tidy. Now I have to say, I'm going to have a little cry when this video is over because I only just opened up this kit now because I haven't tinkered with it at all. And I didn't realize that I bought the wrong color. Now, I was concerned about color anyway because my coloring is weird. I ordinarily am very dark haired. I have that lovely Lebanese blood. I have dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes. But I've gone progressively lighter over the years to cover up the grays. So what that means is I have a real contrast between super dark eyebrows and the blonde hair. So I never quite know which color to go for. But I was trying to decide between the soft brown and the taupe. Mary the moron bought the gray. Fucking bought the gray. This is totally useless to me, can I just say? And I opened it up and I'm like, oh my God, what color is that? And I had to go back and check my receipt. I bought the wrong damn color. So Mary is very unhappy about this. So I'm going to have to buy a new one if this all works out. And maybe I'm going to get in touch with Trio first and ask them, what color should I be buying? This is a big old waste. So this kit, with all these pieces together, retails for 38 American dollars. So I do think it's a great value if this works out. Now this pomade on its own, I think is $18. So I am going to have to replace that. Gosh darn it. But you get all the stencils, you get the stamper. The good thing about the stamper, by the way, is it's reusable. So they recommend that after about a week's use, a couple of usages, if it's totally dry product, then you just wash it with soap and water under the sink and it should be ready to go for the next day. Okay, so we're gonna give this a go. Now I was only looking at these this morning, trying to figure out what shape and what size. I was looking at the smalls because I think I have pretty narrow eyebrows. However, when you put the stamp up like right against them, you can see that I have hairs that extend slightly past it. So I'm actually going to go with the medium, which is a slightly thicker one, which may look really nice. I don't know. And I'm going to attempt to use it on the petite or the shorter side so it doesn't extend as far. Okay. I might do one on both sides. I might do a medium and a small to see, just to try them out and see which one looks best. They're probably both going to look shite because I have the wrong color, by the way, but you got to start somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to start with the medium on this side. And let me just say, I'm really bad with eyebrows in general. I don't know how far your eyebrow is supposed to start, how far it's supposed to extend. So I think I may even decide to go and get my eyebrows done, which I have never done. And one of the reasons for that is because I've used tretinoin for so many years, you can't wax or anything. So I just kind of left it alone. So this could highlight some problems with my own shape, but we're going to try it. So starting off on this side, we are going to use the medium in height, you know, the width of it. And I'm going to try to go on the short side. Okay, so I'm just going to pounce that in a few times so you can see how much coverage is on there. And then they just say to bounce it in here just to take off so you don't have too much on it. Again, I'm using the low arch medium. And they say to using 2 fingers, you just place it over and you hold it taut. Okay, so you can already see I've got hair coming down here and up there, so I don't really know. I don't really know. I'm going to reposition it so the tail hits my tail. Okay. Well, that looks about right, I think. And then you hold it kind of taut with your fingers. And they say to start here at the end and then just tap, which makes this relatively foolproof, really. Because you're just going to go. Now, I'm trying to stay within the short, which if you can see right here, I'm not putting anything in there because I don't want it to go there. And I don't know if I have enough product. I don't think I do, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more because I can see a lot of white space, which means I don't generally have hair sort of at the tail end where that's positioned. I don't have stuff. Gosh, this looks like it makes a big old fat mess when you're doing it. Japers. Let's see what happens when I remove it. And I'm trying to stay towards the right end. Gosh, what a rotten color, Mary. Okay. And then we just peel it off. Do you think it's the wrong color? Okay, the bummer is that was really, really easy to use. And I think, okay, I've learned a few things. Gosh, it's quite exact, isn't it? I'm sorry. What not to do is this color. So look at that. I mean, the precision on it is pretty stellar. It's a solid line. I mean, I know I look incredibly good. You can see Gary's face right now. He's like, what are you doing, crazy lady? So that's just down to bad color, surely. I'm looking at Gary saying, don't you think this looks great? And Gary's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I think all in all, I think it looks fantastic, except for the color. It's a bit high. It's higher than I want to go, which is great because the next thing I want to do is test the different width. And I'm going to go with the small, if I can find her, small, and again, the low arch, because that's the better shape for me. It's just looking a bit high. Okay. Now, if I was going to use the same one, you would just clean it off with, you can just use a bit of tissue and then you would just flip it over and use it on the other side. But I'm not. I'm going to test the small that has a lower width because I think that's a bit chunky for me. I cannot get over this color, can I just say? Just putting it back in here. I cannot say how ridiculous this color is. Ridiculous. So again, I'm finding if I line up with the tail first, that helps me with my structure. I think the other one might have been a bit high as well. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to try this one now. And again, gosh, it's much harder for me to hold it on this side for some reason. Okay. And I'm just starting here at the tail where most of the color is going to have saturation. And I'm moving it all. Oh, I hope I don't go too far now, Mare. Stick within the short, because the long would definitely be too long for me. I'll probably go a little less heavy towards the front. Okay. That's better. And then I think in theory what you do, if it's a bit heavy or you want to do a little bit of, you know, fine tuning or softening, if you have too much on, this is supposed to get rid of some of it. Let's do it. This is honking on this side now. It's a lot more of an eyebrow than I would generally use, but gosh, it's perfect. What's nice about this is it's filling in that little section that I struggle with. Still a little thick. So definitely the small is my favorite between the two. Now some people like big, massive, bushy eyebrows. It's never been my thing because I don't really have them. And I think that you could do a little bit of refinement with that, but I think it looks great. The color looks so bad that it's hard to see the benefit of this, and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to Trio because I think this thing totally works. So I will be getting another color. Trio, if you're watching, please tell me what color to buy based on my hair. But you guys, this is cool. Gary, what do you think? You're just going to say nothing. You're like, I cannot give an objective answer. Yeah, this is big. But again, it's pristine. It's perfect. I think I need to work a little bit more on placement on this one. This was a little harder for me to maneuver. I guess I should have tried to do it that way, but I'm not great with my left hand. But I think I can work with it. I really like this. So I'm actually really glad I bought this kit because it has all the pieces that I think I can really get to work. I think that the application is super easy, dead right. They say that this is going to deliver 36 hours of stay. I don't want 36 hours to stay. In fact, right now, all I want is about 4 minutes because Mary's going to go wash her face. But it's meant to last and it's meant to be waterproof. We'll see how easily it comes off with just some micellar water and a double cleanse. And I think if I can tinker around with it, then I'm going to get what I want. Now, the color is atrocious. Like, what a dumbass. Like, gray. Don't know how that happened. So I'll buy a new one. I may come back and do another video if you want to see it. If not, I might put a reel up over on Instagram. But it works. And I think that it's easy, and they have a lot of flexibility here for different sizes and shapes and even faces. So I think there's something in here. And, I mean, it's cool. It's so much easier than me trying to do it myself because I don't do a great job at it. You just tap, 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 and you're done. So that's it for today's video. Guys, if you tried the Trio, I'm into it. And I actually picked up a couple of other products that, again, I haven't even looked at yet, and I might have to experiment with those too. But I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you can tell me what color to buy, I'll be your best friend because clearly I am clueless. And I shouldn't be allowed to buy anything without Gary checking the order first. This is just so Mary and something that he's not surprised by. But I dig it. I dig it. Trio Beauty, I think you are on to something. So guys, thank you so much for joining in today's video. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. It does help my channel. And I will see you at the next video. Bye. These guys have a petite or a small and a large. That's not what they call it, do they? They call it long and short. Yes, I have to use the damn magnifying glass without my thing. No, that's not it.